now it is time for opening this week, which is brought to you by our friends over at AMC Theaters. Natasha, what is opening up this week?
Hardcore Henry. A man wakes up in Moscow laboratory to learn that he's been brought back from the dead as a half-human, half-robotic hybrid. With no memory of his former life, a woman who claims to be his wife tells him that his name is Henry. Before she can activate his voice, armed thugs storm in and kidnap her. As Henry starts to understand his new abilities, he embarks on a bloody rampage through the city to save his spouse from a psychopath who plans to destroy the world.
Now, they're doing this. This is the first-person shooter movies, the first-person perspective movies are it's the new found footage. They have this movie, they have Pandemic, there's another one that's coming out. You're going to see more and more and more of these things, and it's for, I think, for younger generations that are used to the video games in the first-person shooters. I didn't get a chance to see Hardcore Henry. Mark Ellis interviewed the cast, which that interview is actually up, I believe, right now, so you guys can check that out on this channel. He interviewed both Sharlto Copley and the director, and I was here during that interview. It was a great interview, so check that out. But he was raving about the film. And I want to see the film. I'm very curious about it. I didn't love Pandemic. I didn't love Pandemic because, to me, it wasn't the first-person perspective that got in my way. It was the lack of anything new that I had seen in the zombie genre. So that was a different thing altogether. But the first person didn't bother me as much. So that's why I'm encouraged going into Hardcore Henry. I want to see, and I also, the fact that Sharlto Copley is one of my favorites out there right now, I want to see this movie. Have you seen the trailers for this one? Do you care about this one?
I have seen the trailers. I'm really excited to see this. It looks super fun. It escapes me right now, but there's a music video about this guy in like Reservoir Dog type suits, killing all these agents and going on this first person journey. And just that 3-minute music video got me super pumped. So I will get on board and definitely watch this. It looks really cool and well done.
Sam, as an actor, I'm curious do you think that first, take me two perspectives here. First,
Sure.
As a film fan watching a movie like this, you're going to get motion sickness? Is something that excites you? And then as an actor, is there something interesting about playing to the camera, even if somebody's out in the background, maybe giving their lines, pretending that it's them you're serving to?
Well, like Hal said, I also saw that music video from a few years ago. I mean, I know it widely circulated the internet, so that was at least my first time I saw anything like that, and thought, oh, this is very exciting. And so I, as an actor, I don't know, it's an interesting thing because there are so many big budget movies with so much CG where you have to emote and act against a green screen or a fake 3D object that's going to be turned into something later. So I feel like actors are becoming more comfortable with that sort of thing, but I don't know. I mean, as far as seeing something like this as a fan, I watch it and I can never remove myself from this going, oh my God, that camera guy.
Right.
Oh my God, how did he do that?
And you think and that's the technical, that's because of your work,
I can't rid that of myself now. The stink is too much on me.
Right.
So I'd be watching this movie and thinking to myself, oh wow, I hope he didn't break his legs.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that, and I do think this is a very generation specific movie. I do, because I know people who watch the trailer over 35, 36 was like, I can't even watch the trailer. But then I talk to people, younger than 35, and they're just like, you know what? This reminds me of playing a video game. I'm very curious to see how they do that. And the Sharlto Copley aspect really adds to it. I want to know how this movie's going to do in the theater. That to me, we'll see. That's going to prove whether or not we see more and more of these, because you know how Hollywood works. If this thing does well, it's every other second there's going to be a new version of this movie. But is there a market for it? Do you guys want to see Hardcore Henry? Are you going to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray? Are you going to see it in the theater? I'm very curious to see what the 5,000 of you right now watching live are want to do. And then if you're not watching live and you're watching a replay, get involved in the conversation and let us know.
Yeah, but you hit a good point, Christian. There's such a huge cottage industry of spectator sport video gaming, not just playing a first-person shooter, but but just watching people play first-person
Yeah,
shooter.
there is like conventions they do for that stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think there's definitely a market for this.
You know, it reminds me of that movie Strange Days.
Oh yeah,
the
man.
Ray Fiennes, Catherine Bigelow movie.
Produced by James Cameron.
That's
believe,
right.
too. Yeah.
Written by James Cameron.
Oh right, absolutely.
during the height of the Bigelow-Cameron love affair.
Yeah. This is okay. So here we have a lot of no's. Wow. A lot of people are saying no. They don't want to see the movie. Not going to see it. Maybe if I hear it's worth a shot. I'm surprised that it's not more split. It seems like you guys don't really care, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You know what? I hope it's better than a movie from a few years ago, Softcore Henry.
Oh, I knew that was coming. All right,
Carmen Electra in that one?
What's
that?
Yeah,
Carmen Electra
in your
in that one?
version.